Hey aviators, it's Ryan and welcome to our new video series on preventive maintenance. Today we're here at Williston Airport, and as you can see I have a really slick looking Super Cup behind me. Over to my right today I have Garrett Gleim, who is the president of Gleim Publications and also the owner of this aircraft. And over to my left I'm joined by Clay Gamber, who is our aviation maintenance technician, and he helps with reviewing all of our maintenance products at Gleim. So Garrett, what does this aircraft mean to you?
This aircraft means a lot to me. I first soloed in this aircraft in 1997 and then earned my private certificate in it. And I will tell you, it's a heck of a lot of fun to fly.
Exciting. I haven't flown in it yet, but I'm really excited to do it sometime. So today, Clay, we're going to be doing an oil change on this aircraft. So how are we going to be doing this?
We're going to be doing this under the rules of FAR Part 43.3, which allows a Part 61 certified pilot to perform certain preventive tasks on an airplane that he may own or operate.
Perfect. So the task that Clay was talking about is located in Appendix A of Part 43, and there's about 31 items. Gleim, however, recommends you as a pilot to do this the first couple of times with an A&P mechanic because he has expertise and he can guide you through the process the first couple of times. After that, once you're familiar, you're good to go. So Clay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, so here we are with the Super Cup, and Clay's going to explain to us what we're about to do. So Clay, what's the first task?
Today we're going to drain the oil out of the engine. We're going to pull a sample of that oil about midstream as it drains. We're then going to remove the oil screen from the back of the engine, look for any contamination, and we're going to remove the sump screen and look for any contamination there. As you know, this airplane just had an annual back in October, and as part of that, Garrett elected to upgrade the engine from 150 to 160 horsepower. We accomplished that by putting new cylinders on it and a higher compression and taking advantage of an STC by a company out in California. So I want to get the sample. It's a little early to be pulling oil, but I want to get a sample so we can establish a baseline and make sure the rings are seating in properly, and we should see the trends lower as we pull additional samples. So the first thing we'll do is get the oil started. We've got a quick drain on this airplane. You lift it up and turn it over, and the oil should start draining in the bottom. It's been a little while since I ran it, so it'll probably be a little slower than normal. You want to make sure you always pull your oil sample midstream so that you don't get any contamination that may be laying in the bottom of the oil sump. You'll go up one step. I'll show you where the screen is and what we're going to do up there.
Okay.
The screen is located in this housing right here. A lot of airplanes nowadays have filters on it, but this STC does not allow a filter, so we keep the original screen. We'll be pulling 4 of these nuts off like this. The screen the whole housing comes back, and we'll remove the screen from inside the housing and take a look at it. Does get a little on the messy side. We're going to be removing the oil screen housing right here with these 4 cap screws. They're 7/16. Each one of them has a flat washer followed by a star washer for locking it. So what I do first is loosen all of them up, get them to a finger tight type level. As we pull the 4 bolts out that hold it in, it's going to get a little messy. I put a little tin can under it there to try to catch as much oil as we can, and you'll note that there's a pan under the airplane too. The wire that's coming out the end of the housing is for the oil temp probe. We don't need to do anything with that at this point. So we'll remove the old gasket, and this is the screen. Put the screen onto a clean rag. We want to examine down inside the screen for any contamination. I'm looking really for something that might sparkle, as in metal or something like that. It's like one little sliver there, nothing to be concerned with. So overall, I don't see anything that I wouldn't be expecting to see on a set of new cylinders. The next thing we're going to do is pull the oil sump screen. It's held in by 32,000 safety wire and sealed with a crush gasket. So first we got to cut the safety wire with removing the plug. And again, we're just looking for any metal that may show up in there. Looks perfectly clean. We'll wrap it up as well with the other one and set it aside. From the plug in the bottom of the sump, we get the rest of the old safety wire off of it. And we've already removed the old crush gasket. Just want to wipe it off good, make sure the threads are all clean. Make sure we close the drain so that when we put the new oil in, we don't lose it. Get our hose off. Okay, Ryan, we're ready to go back in with the screen. Here's the main oil screen. It can go either way. There's not a front or back onto it. Put it back down in there. We have a new gasket when we're ready to go on with it. And then we're going to talk about the washers. Each cap screw gets a lock washer and a flat washer. The flat washer always goes against what you're tightening. And the split washer in this case goes against the head of the bolt. The split washer is used for locking. There is another type of lock washer that's a star washer you can use as well, but they're a one-use thing. You use a star washer once and throw it away. So now we'll start putting the screen back onto the back of the engine. We've got the screen in, we've got the gasket where the ears are, the holes lined up, and we got one screw in there to sort of keep everything together while we go back on. Take them down finger tight. Now these will be torqued with a torque wrench when they're done. And one thing that you want to feel for as the screw goes back in is what they call drag friction torque. And we'll talk a little more about that in a few minutes, but these screws are going in very smooth, very easy, so I don't feel that there's any friction torque on this of any concern. And we double check as we're screwing them down that our lock washer's against the head and the flat washer's against the housing. Okay, we're going to take them down to just snug at this point. Again, all four of these are going in real smooth, so there's no friction torque. We'll just take the torque that's shown in the table of limits book by Lycoming. We've got them all snugged down, so now we'll go back to our service table of limits. Under bolts, screws, and nuts, 1/4 inch gets 96 to 106 inch-pounds. So we got our trusty torque wrench here. I've already preset it to about 105. I took it to the top end of it. And the FAA recommends that these be calibrated once a year. Go to each cap screw and bring it till we hit click. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're good back there. No additional safetying required. We're ready to put the plug back in the bottom. We've got the crush gasket that's going to go on. The solid side goes against the cap. The open side goes against the sump. And the way that it torques is you bring it finger tight and then turn it 90 degrees. And we take it to finger tight. And we want to go 90 degrees. The plug gets safety with 32 thousandths wire. Typically want somewhere around 8 to 10 turns per inch. And the safety is to the bottom of the sump. Make sure it's good and snug when it pulls. And we cut off the end and then bend it back so that it won't catch you if you're up in there working. Okay, so we check everything, safety, petcock is closed. We counted our 4 screws When we torque them on the sump, we're ready to replenish the oil.
So after carrying out preventive maintenance, you as a pilot would have to enter certain information in the engine log. And that information is a description of the work, the date it was performed, your signature, your certificate number, and the type of certificate you have. So if you as a private pilot have a private pilot certificate, you would have to write it down in the engine log. So based on regulations, that's the information you need. All right, and that's how you do an oil change on this Super Cub. As you can see, there were a lot of steps, so I'm glad that we had Clay here today to help us through it all. So thank you, Clay, for being in this video. And thank you, Garrett, for allowing us to see your beautiful airplane.
Thank you, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel.
All right, so they're gonna run the aircraft to check for leaks. We'll see you guys next time.